So I took delivery of my Cuben fibre Trekkertent Stealth 1 today. It's a bit miserable outside, but I thought I'd come set it up just to have a look. Very impressed with it initially, and my first impressions. It's got a nice small footprint. It's not very high, I think. I'm just going to measure myself against it. Yeah, it's just up to the top of my hips, so it'll probably be good behind a hedge. I can sit up in it. It's big enough for me to lie down in, obviously, but only just, so it's 2 inches on every side of me, and I'm 6 foot tall. I've left the front a little bit loose. As you can see, this fabric here is a bit loose, just so I don't put stress on the zips, and I would almost always be facing the foot into the wind anyway. There's a vent here at the top of the door, and the air gets in by unzipping the top of the door, and then there's a vent at the foot end as well over under here, and that's got proper mesh. Don't know if you can see that. There's also further guy outlines here and tie downs here if you really want to get it very tight. Being Cuben fibre, it's lighter than 20 denier, still nylon, but it'll quite happily take a very heavy storm, so I'm quite happy with that. Just going to open it up here so you can have a look inside. And on both doors there's tiebacks, so you could have it totally open. Just give me a second. So there you can see the door now open. It is a little bit of a pain to get in and out with the pole in the middle, but you can buy just a single pole for the back and then set up the 2 poles as an A-frame on the outside. So that would give you easy access in and out of there. The one complaint I do have is that it's quite difficult when you're sitting inside there to reach across and get to the zip here. So that's one complaint I do have. Otherwise, it's really lovely to have a bit of space inside the tent. But again, it's just enough space to fit an empty bag and your food, and possibly your cooking gear. So you can store a little bit on the sides. I was putting my shoes here, and again, an empty bag or some food, and then maybe your cooking stuff. In the front here. Another small problem I had, but really, we're nitpicking here, is when I get into the tent, when I want to sit up, I really want to be facing outwards, so you have to do a little swivel, but it's really not a big deal. I use a large Thermarest X-Lite, and I haven't tested it yet, but I can tell that it'll be perfectly fine fitting in there. I am 6 foot, so I don't need the large, but I just like the extra width and the extra length to be super comfortable. And this tent only weighs 500 grams without pegs, so I can afford to use a slightly larger mat, since the weight's really not an issue. Cool guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Bye.